Hello, and welcome to Bake to the Future. Today's episode focuses on one of the most talked about shifts in food consumption right now, the rise of GLP-1 medications and the impacts the commercial baking industry can expect. GLP-1 medication is influencing consumer preferences and consumption habits. But how will this impact category performance and drive bakery innovation in the years ahead? To help us unpack what we're seeing and what it means to the future, I'm joined by Keith Albright, Senior Insights Manager for Bakery at Cargill, a proud ABA Premium Allied member. Keith, welcome to the show. Can you start by introducing yourself and Cargill?
Thanks, Anne. Excited to be here with you today. I've enjoyed a long career in consumer insights covering food and non-food. Much of my career has been in the food industry, and most of that time has been in the indulgent space. I joined Cargill 2 years ago and currently lead consumer insights for our chocolate and cocoa business, as well as bakery, confection, snacks, and the cereal categories. In my spare time, I lead our trends efforts and the insights around GLP-1. Cargill is a family company that produces food, ingredients, agricultural solutions, and industrial products. In the food and ingredient space, Cargill connects farmers with markets and customers with ingredients so they can make food people love. For me, food people love is what it's all about. That's why I enjoy the indulgent space so much.
To kick us off, can you give us a high-level overview of what GLP-1 medications are?
Sure. GLP-1s are a class of medicines that have been around for years. Originally used for type 2 diabetes and now widely used for obesity and weight management. With over a third of the U.S. adults classified as obese, weight loss and weight management have been a big business over the years. That number is even higher for those over 40. What makes GLP-1 medications different is that they mimic the GLP-1 hormone. The GLP-1 hormone regulates our blood sugar levels after eating, and they help manage appetite. This is different than the previous methods of dieting.
So why are they generating so much attention across the food industry, including bakery now?
Yes, this is where it gets really interesting from a consumer perspective in the food industry, particularly categories like bakery. From a medication standpoint, GLP-1 medications like tirzepatide and semaglutide get our system back on track and help to do what it's supposed to do. I think the original reaction from the industry was that GLP-1 medication users were going to dramatically impact categories that lean more towards indulgence. The math just doesn't support that. As of our latest data from Kantar, 13.7% of U.S. adults are using GLP-1 medications for their weight loss and type 2 diabetes needs. Another 20% are interested, and among those who stop, 3/4 say they will use again when they feel the need to. The key to remember is that those 13 or 14% are not completely eliminating indulgent categories from their diet. True, there is an initial pullback, but sales data indicates that trips and volume return to prior levels and often exceed them. Simply put, people taking GLP-1 medication shop more frequently and spend more dollars on food.
Interesting. And from a consumer behavior standpoint, what changes are we seeing among GLP-1 users in terms of appetite? You mentioned meal frequency and portion sizes.
Yes, well, GLP-1 medications limit appetite. It doesn't mean consumers no longer want to indulge. In fact, when they do indulge, we really have to make sure that the indulgence delivers on quality. In our Sweet Delights research, we found that being worth the indulgence is a key demand driver. In other words, worth the price and worth the calories. This holds true for weight loss-focused consumers. It's number one in terms of driving value in in-store bakery and baking mixes. Portion size is critical, and it's a very important way to meet the demands of the consumer. So here's an example. If I'm browsing for an indulgent treat for myself or my wife, or even some buns for the burgers for this weekend, I don't need a dozen. At most, I need 6. The in-store bakery single-serve model might be one to emulate to meet the needs of the GLP-1 consumer. Another example is my sons are out of the home now. It's just my wife and I. When we have a sweet tooth, we pick up a single-serve carrot cake. But when I'm in the mood for cookies, my only choice, it seems, is for me to buy a dozen. So it stands to reason that the in-store bakery packaging could learn from the single-serve carrot cake example.
Exactly. Smaller portions don't mean lower standards, they just mean that every bite has to count.
Exactly.
With GLP-1 users often prioritizing protein and nutrient density, how does that shift opportunities for reformulation in bakery, such as protein enrichment or fiber-forward products?
I've been tracking what consumers say on multiple topics for several decades. It's the rational side of the brain, and it's a reflection of what's top of mind. As I pointed out above, the behavior doesn't completely track with what consumers are saying. Now, this doesn't mean that we do not pay attention to what consumers say they want to or don't want to do. I believe this type of data is a signal to what's to come. We've seen this play out in overall health. For years, we were hearing the consumers' desire to eat healthier and approach their health proactively. Now, what we see is the younger generations actually acting on those intentions. So, yes, we need to pay attention. There are three things bakers can do. One, continue to offer better, more indulgence for the dollar. Two, shopping trips are up, but categories like bakery may not be keeping up with the fair share of trips. We need to make sure we have the right items at the right size packaging that will attract or remind them that bakery is still worth that indulgence. And the third thing is what I suspect everyone is wanting to do, and that is meet the consumers where they are on the needs like lower sugar and nutrient density, like you mentioned. That is a valid growth opportunity, but here's the thing, it's not at the expense of taste. This approach needs to be an and approach and a replacement to why consumers buy bakery items, particularly sweet baked goods. In fact, our Sweet Delights research confirms those following a specific weight loss diet are more strict about sacrificing taste for fewer calories than the general population.
It's all about delivering products that satisfy both wellness goals and that emotional experience consumers still expect from bakery. Now, looking ahead about 5 to 10 years, do you believe GLP-1 medications represent a structural change to food demand, or is it more of an evolutionary adjustment that the industry is going to have to adapt to?
My read is that GLP-1s are a structural change in demand patterns, but not a clean instant reset of the entire food system. The structural part is real. Usage is rising, long-term treatment is being legitimized, innovation in the GLP-1 space is broadening access, and our information connects GLP-1s to durable shifts in what people seek and avoid. I think what we will see in the next 5 to 10 years is a continued understanding of how our bodies process the foods we choose. That's really what I've been noticing in the last, say, 5 years ever since the pandemic. These next 2 to 3 years will be critical. Right now, we're seeing many lose the weight they want to and then stop the medication, only to see the weight come back. This points to where we are now. Many who stop the medication after they lose that initial weight simply don't understand that without significant behavior change, almost impossible change it seems at times, the weight will come back gradually, and that roller coaster effect on their overall health isn't sustainable. So while that realization is happening, food manufacturers need to ensure that our delivery formulas that help the consumers while they are on the medication and when they come off. So the best expectation is a refined allocation of demand, not a single permanent collapse in the bakery volume.
Not the end of indulgent, but just a reshaping of how consumers are defining that balance, satisfaction, and value in their everyday food choices.
For sure.
For commercial bakers listening today, what are the most important actions that they should be taking now to stay ahead of this shift? Are you seeing any data gaps or misconceptions about GLP-1's impact that you think the industry should be cautious about?
Formulating for more protein and fiber and less sugar can help those who feel they need to make drastic diet changes is one immediate thing that they can do. But again, it's not at the expense of taste. Smart merchandising and packaging can also maintain relevance. If we remember one thing, if consumers are going to treat themselves, whether they are losing, maintaining, or not even worrying about their weight, it needs to be worth that indulgence. So the winning products that squarely deliver on GLP-1 needs are likely to be bakery items that feel indulgent, but are portion aware, more nutrient dense, and easier to fit into a GLP-1 lifestyle. The main caution is not to overgeneralize. The data shows major churn, meaningful differences between current users, maintainers, and lapsers, and a lot of self-reported behavior that shifts over time. In other words, GLP-1 impact is real, but it is uneven, segment-specific, and more fluid than a simple user stop buying indulgent products. We haven't seen that and shouldn't expect it. They want joy, and it's our job to deliver that joy.
Before we wrap up, I do want to highlight that the American Bakers Association has also been actively studying and following this issue. ABA recently conducted proprietary members-only research that examines the GLP-1 category impact and these consumer behavior shifts we spoke about specific to bakery. Members can find this on our member portal at portal.americanbakers.org, or you can reach out to the ABA team. Keith, thank you so much for helping us break down a complex and evolving topic. It's clear that while GLP-1 medications may influence consumption patterns, they also present a lot of opportunities for innovation across the category. If you're a member or prospective member of the American Bakers Association, we'd love to hear from you. Email membership@americanbakers.org anytime to get connected to the ABA team. Let us know what you thought of the show by emailing hello@americanbakers.org, and don't forget to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.